Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Uncle Yeow and the Singapore story. Now, it has been quite a while since I made my last video. Today, first of all, I'd like to wish everyone Happy National Day, Singapore's 59th birthday. Now, I hope all of you have watched the National Day rally last night. All right. It is our Prime Minister Lawrence Wong's first National Day rally. And I must say, I was quite impressed and heartened that he has delivered a very vivid forward plan for Singapore, taking into account all our living needs, all right, especially for seniors, even children, and also for working adults. So I was very heartened. In fact, I think, especially with PM Lawrence Wong at the helm of the 4G team, they are the ones who have taken us through COVID-19 pandemic with flying colors. Therefore, I have faith in the 4G team, and especially with the backing of our senior ministers and the third G generation, 3G leaders. I think we are all in good state to write the next chapter of the Singapore story. Now, today's topic I want to talk about is what's there not to like about Singapore? What's not to like about Singapore? First of all, I want to take it from one of the very important topic which was covered last night, and that is housing. Now, if you look at Singapore's public housing, we are actually acknowledged having the best public housing in the world. Now, 85% of the population actually live in public housing, HDB flats. And out of these 85%, 90% actually own. They actually buy and own the flats as their homes. They don't rent. Not like in so many other countries where people can only rent and they can only dream about having a home. So in this regard, I think Singapore is exceptionally well off in terms of owning a home. Now, in the words of our founding leader Lee Kuan Yew, he says, if you want our sons to serve national service, go and serve and train for 2 years and be prepared to defend the country, then everyone must have a stake in our economy. And to have a best stake in our economy is actually to own your own homes. Now, in this regard, I think we have done remarkably well. So, number one, public housing. What's there not to like about public housing? Now, a lot of people say, oh, public housing is now not affordable. Well, I think it's not true. If you are not choosy, don't go for the bigger flats. If you opt for a BTO, even a smaller unit, whether it's a 4-room or 3-room, even a 2-room, not in a choice location, maybe not so central, but outskirts, it is definitely affordable. So long as you have a job, and that's the important thing. And Singapore, we are fully employed. All right, our employment is full employment. Therefore, there's no shortage of jobs. So everyone can expect to actually have a job and to be able to own a HDB flat to call home. So number one, public housing. Now next, what is very important and heartening is that we have stability, political stability, and also social stability. And in this regard, our defense is extremely important. We have a strong SAF. All right. So in terms of stability, Singapore is ranked as one of the safest country in the world. So our defense, and especially with national service, all right, we have built up a very strong SAF, not just Army, Navy, Air Force. Now we have to include Digital Intelligence Service, and then of course the police force, and also the SCDF. So in this regard, our stability actually puts us in good state for our economic development. A lot of investors like to invest in Singapore because we are a very stable country. All right, geopolitically, and also in terms of protecting our properties and assets. So in this regard, again, what's not to like about Singapore? Next, very important is we talk about our economy. Now, ever since independence, when the British withdrew, we suffered because mass unemployment of up to 14%. But because we started and we built Jurong as our first industrial estate, and from there with leaps and bounds, we invited all the MNCs and foreign direct investment into Singapore to build factories and to create jobs for the population. And from there on, our economy improved by leaps and bounds. Today, Singapore is known as an economic miracle. Never before in the history of mankind has a country managed to transform itself from third world to first world within one generation. That's who we are. And that's what we are supposed to protect. So what is our strong defense all about? It's basically to protect our sovereignty, independence, freedom, success, and way of life. Not just for this generation, but for many more generations to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, our economy is doing well. And having listened to PM Lawrence Wong yesterday, I'm heartened that we are on the right track and we can look forward to many more good years in terms of our economic performance. Right, so this is our economy. Now, of course, there are some teething issues that just like any other country that we have to contend with, one of which, of course, is the high cost of living, inflation. But in Singapore, we managed to stave off inflation to a large extent, all right? Partly because of our strong dollar, so that imports are kept at actually a lower price. So in this regard, we are in good state to actually stave off inflation. So going forward, I hope every one of us can pull together and support our government in their initiative to improve the lives of Singaporeans. In many ways, the Chinese say, 安居乐业. So if you have a good job, economy is stable, country is stable, everybody can have a very successful life. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for your attention. All right. And I think we can look forward to many more good years of Singapore's progress. Majulah Singapore. Thank you.